Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Through Stories. In today's episode, we will explore a short but meaningful story called The Greedy Dog. It's a simple fable with a powerful lesson. Sometimes greed makes us lose everything. First, let's listen to the story together. Once upon a time, there was a dog who found a big piece of meat. Feeling very happy, he held the meat tightly in his mouth and ran home. On the way, the dog had to cross a wooden bridge over a river. As he looked down into the water, he saw another dog carrying a piece of meat. Of course, that was only his own reflection, but the greedy dog didn't realize it. He thought, "That dog has another piece of meat. If I bark loudly, maybe I can take it from him." So, the dog opened his mouth to bark. Woof, woof. But the moment he opened his mouth, the meat slipped out and fell straight into the river. The dog stood there, staring sadly at the water. He had lost the delicious meat because of his greed. Now, let's take a closer look at some useful words and phrases from the story and see how we can use them in real life. First, we began with once upon a time. As we mentioned in earlier stories, this is a traditional way to start fairy tales. In daily life, you can use it playfully when telling any made-up or funny story. For example, once upon a time, I was the king of my neighborhood soccer team. Next, we have held the meat tightly in his mouth. The word tightly means holding something very firmly without letting it go. You can use it in many daily situations, such as, she held her bag tightly in the crowded bus. Then, the story says, he saw another dog, but it was only his reflection. The word reflection means the image of yourself in water, glass, or mirror. For example, I saw my reflection in the shop window. This is a very practical word, because you can use it not only literally, but also metaphorically, as in, take a moment for self-reflection. Another important phrase is, the greedy dog didn't realize it. The word greedy means always wanting more than what you need. In daily life, you might say, don't be greedy, leave some food for others. It's often used when someone is not satisfied and wants too much. Finally, notice the phrase, he lost the delicious meat because of his greed. This teaches us a strong expression, because of. It shows the reason why something happens. For example, the game was canceled because of the rain. Or, she succeeded because of her hard work. So, by looking at these simple expressions, we can see how they are not just part of a children's story, but also very useful for everyday English conversations. And that's the end of our story, The Greedy Dog. The lesson is clear. Greed can make us lose even what we already have. In life, sometimes it's better to appreciate what we hold instead of always wanting more. If you enjoyed this story and learned something new today, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more English stories with easy explanations. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next episode.